Hello students, hope you all are doing well. Okay, today we are going to start with our next poem, that is 2.3, Somebody's Mother, and it is given on page number 36 of our textbook. Okay, so hope you all have understood the topic itself. Somebody's mother means this story is about someone's mother who was very old and very poor. Okay, so this story is about an old woman who was mother. So I'm going to start from here. The woman was old and ragged and grey. How was the woman? The poet is saying about the woman that she was very old and ragged. Ragged means she was wearing old torn clothes. Okay, old and very torn clothes, and grey. Grey means her hair was grey. And bent with the chill of winter's day. And she was bent. She was bent with the chill of winter's day. Only because of winter season, she was feeling very cold and she was little bent. The streets were white with the recent snow, and all the streets were white. Why streets were white? Because of the fall of a snow. Everywhere there were a snow. That's why the street was very white. And the woman's feet with age were slow, and only because of her age, but she was old. So only because of her age, she was not able to walk properly. Her legs were very slow. Her legs were very slow means she cannot walk very fast. So two reasons, because of her oldness and only because she was feeling cold. So that's why she was walking very slow. At the crowded crossing, she waited long. Means she was waiting at the road, on the one side of the road, where there was too much crowd of the people. At the crowded crossing, she waited long. She was waiting for a long time to cross the road where there was so much crowd. Jostled aside by the careless throng. Jostle means all the people who were passing toward them, they were pushing each other because there was so much crowd. By careless throng. Throng means large crowd, and that crowd was very careless. They were not seeing who is there. So the crowd was very careless. It was very large crowd and it was careless. Means they were not seeing who is standing there, old woman or old person. They were just pushing and crossing because they were very eager to go to reach their house because it was very cold time. Of human beings who passed her by, unheeding the glance of her anxious eye. Means of human being who passed her by, means those who were passing by her, they were neglecting her. Because everyone wants to reach their home soon, and they were unheeding means they were neglecting the glance of her anxious eye. She was very anxious that somebody will come and catch her hand and they will make her to cross the road, but nobody did that. Down the street with laughter and shout, glad in the freedom of school let out. Then what happened that time? Down the street, means there down the street with laughter and shout, means with shout and with laughter, means with smiling faces, glad, in a glad happy mood, in the freedom of school let out, because school was over and the school get over, the freedom of school let out means most of the students get very happy when their school gets closed. Okay, let out. Came happy boys like a flock of sheep. Who came there? Came happy boys. Who came out of there? Happy boys like a flock of sheep. Means flock of sheep matlab this is okay. So the students came like a flock of sheep. Means this is which noun? So this is an example of collective noun. Okay, flock of sheep means together they came out. It seemed like all the sheep come out together like that. Hailing the snow piled white and deep, means they were welcoming the snow piled white and deep. Wild and deep means past the woman so old and grey, and they also passed by her, past woman so old, the woman who was old and grey. Hastened the children on their way, means they were hastened past the woman so old and grey. Hastened the children on their way, means they were moving very fast on their way, because they also wanted to go to their home very fast. None offered a helping hand to her. none offered a helping hand, means nobody offered a helping hand to that woman, means nobody said okay, come, we will help you to cross the road, but nobody came to help her. So weak and timid, afraid to stir. The woman was so weak and she was timid, means showing fear. She was showing very fear, means she was having lack of confidence, means she was not having confidence to cross the road with her own, only because she was shivering old and she was very bent. Okay, lest the carriage wheels or the horse's feet. Why she was very afraid? And one more reason she was very afraid, because she was thinking, okay, if suppose I'll cross the road, don't know okay, any of the carriage wheels or the horse's feet, she will be trampled, or the horse will kick her, or the wheels of the carriage will trample her, they will put on her. So that's why she was very afraid of that also, to cross the road. At last came out of the merry troop, and at last who came out of the merry troop, means happily, one happy troop, and a group of a student which were very happy, the gayest boy of all the group, and the one of the gayest boy, the boy who's from the gay family. Okay, the gayest boy of all the group, from all the group, one of the gayest boy came. He paused beside her and whispered low. What did he do? He paused there, means he stopped there, and he whispered very low to that woman. He whispered in a very low voice to that woman, I will help you across if you wish to go. What did he say to her? I will help you cross if you wish to go. Then see, the boy was very nice, he was very good. He came near her and beside her, and he whispered to her ears, and he said, don't worry, I will help you to cross the road if you wish to. Her aged hand on his strong young arm, then she placed, and so without hurt or harm. Then what did she do? Her aged hand, means her poor hand, means her old age one, means poor hand, on his strong young arm, means who? The boy's arm, young arm. She placed her hand, and so without hurt or harm, any harm, he guided the trembling feet along. What did he do? He guided the trembling, means it was shivering legs, he shivering trembling feet along. Okay, he went with that old lady. Proud that his own were young and strong, and she was proud that his own were young, means the woman was having his own sons too. They were young and strong. They were all young and very strong. Then back again to his friend he went. Then he helped her to cross the road very safely, and then he came back to his friend, and then he went. He again came back to his friend, and then he went to his home. His young heart happy and well contained. How was his young heart? Happy and it was well contained. She's somebody's mother. Boys, then when he came back to his group, to his friends, what did he say to them? Boys, he was somebody's mother. You know that? She was somebody's mother. For all she is aged and poor and slow. What she was? She was very aged and poor, and she was very slow. And someone sometime may lend a hand. And someone sometime may lend a hand to help my mother. You understand? And he was explaining them, okay, maybe sometime or someday, anytime, if suppose my mother will also need help like this, so you also do the same thing, because she was somebody's mother and she was in very need of help. So that's why I helped her, because maybe sometime my mother will also need my help. If I will not be very near to her, I will be very far away from her. So do you know that? So what did he say? If suppose ever she is old and poor and grey, suppose my mother also, she is very old and poor and grey like this woman, and her own dear boy so far away. Means own dear boy matlab that boy itself. Okay, suppose if I will be very very far away from her, then who will help my mother? So that's why I helped. She was also somebody's mother. So somebody's mother bowed low her head. Now when mother came to home, somebody's mother, we are not knowing to whose mother. So that's why they have mentioned she was somebody's mother, because we were not knowing whose mother she is. So somebody's mother bowed low her head. She bowed low her head in her home that night. and the prayer she said, and in her prayer what did she said was, God be kind to that noble boy. See what that woman said, boy, God be kind to that noble. Means, see, suppose if we help someone who is really in very need, so you should help them, because God help themselves those who help other. Okay, so you should always be kind to everyone, we should always to help everybody, so because of that God will also help us. So she gave a prayer, she gave a dua to that boy, God be kind to that noble boy, because he helped her, who is somebody's son. Now that mother is saying, because she was also not knowing whose son he was, so she is also saying because he is somebody's son, and pride and joy, because that boy also was somebody's son, and he is a pride and joy of that parents. So God be kind to that person. And this poem is written by Mary D'O'Brien. Hope students you all have understood the poem. Okay, if you have any problem, any doubt, you can ask me.